Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always I'm joined by Mike.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hey.
Today we're going to talk about the Archons and the Veil, and if that sounds confusing, it is. It's a bit of a doozy. We're going to try and explain it as best we can. It's a weird mix of aliens, spirituality and religion. So it's going to get messy, innit?
Yeah.
Very.
Alright, let's thank some new and returning listeners and then we'll do some weird news. Well, we got then Beirut in Lebanon, Johannesburg in South Africa, Gurgaon in India, Koppel, Texas, Kharkiv in the Ukraine, Glasgow, United Kingdom, Carrollton, GA, Georgia. Yeah. Nice to see. I hope they were listening to us while they were doing the Rico. That'd be nice. Sacramento, California, Monroe, North Carolina, London in the United Kingdom, of course, Telford, our hometown, Las Vegas, Nevada, St. Paul, Minnesota, is that right? MN?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, Houston, Texas, Thomasville, Georgia, Tallinn in Estonia, up to 3, wow, hello, Guadalajara and still top, Shady Nasty, New York, or Schenectady.
Shedynasty.
Shedynasty. Alright, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Tell a friend. Why not? Tell several friends if you've got them. Presumably not, because you listen to us. Sure, you're all very popular. Weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
This has gone under well, it's not gone under our radar, has it? We just haven't spoken about it on the show for some...
It's too mainstream.
Yeah, it's gone too mainstream.
Yeah.
Fucking hipster monoliths. Appearing in plaid shirts with shitty goatees. Bastards. For some reason we didn't talk about this, and I don't know why we haven't. It slipped my mind.
Yeah, it was kind of a big thing, I guess. It went mainstream, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the third one that's turned up and has appeared on top of a mountain in California. First one was in the desert, wasn't it, in America?
Utah.
And then there was one in Romania.
Yeah.
So...
There's one in the UK now.
Is there?
I've only heard 2. Three's news to me today.
I've heard 4.
Oh, any...
Where in the UK?
I forget now.
Oh man, I've got to Google it now.
Google it.
So there's no monolith in the UK yet?
No, I've been fake newsed.
Or you dreamt of it.
Maybe.
Which means you're a conduit for the aliens that are leaving.
You
may want to get a tinfoil hat.
If it does appear in the UK now, then am I a prophet?
No, you're just the guy with the...
I'm a prophet.
I guess you are. I guess you would be. That explains why you've been growing that beard.
That's it. Everything's falling into place.
Explains why you just started wearing a loincloth and trotting around.
I'm the 21st century Nostradamus.
Oh God. Fuck's sake.
I'm going to start speaking in French quatrains.
Can you speak in English once? Because I don't speak French. Claire, how's your French?
Poor.
Yeah, better speak in English ones. Another mysterious metal monolith has appeared in the US, this time atop a mountain in California, a week after a similar structure was discovered in the deserts of Utah. The structure was spotted on Wednesday outside the small town of Atascadero in San Luis Obispo County in central California. According to the local newspaper, That Place's News, the monolith was spotted on Wednesday at the top of Pine Mountain. Several people already rushed to the site and take pictures with it.
I think it's this year's big Christmas gift, what do you think, from one country to another?
They have a monolith.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Norway gives the UK its Christmas tree for London, so why not?
Yeah,
but who's it off?
Monolith.
What is it with these monoliths? Why are they turning up? Why has one appeared in Romania then vanished? I want to know.
Why will one appear in the UK in the future?
Hasn't the
outside Mike's flat.
Hasn't the Utah one vanished as well?
Yeah. So, what's going on?
It's got to be a prank, hasn't it?
Why has it got to be a prank? Why can't it be legit? Why can't it be
some
aliens?
underground prank, hasn't it? Oh yeah, you build up one of these, I'll knock it together with a bit of steel, a bit of stainless steel. We'll dot them around.
Yeah. Apparently, it's similar to an artist's work, isn't it? Some kind of
Like Banksy.
Sculpturist, yeah. And they've said that, yeah, it's his work. Apparently, they said, but
I don't think it's the same one that's dotting around.
no.
No, they're not the same one, but presumably. Maybe the ones in the US are. Although there was an article I read earlier about this where someone claims it was taken to Area 51, the one from Utah.
Before
Of course it was.
that's why it disappeared.
Mm.
Because it would have been like, quite clever to scratch "we were here" on it, and then if it moved.
It's just they're planting these here. They're like, they're listening to us. It's a bug. They're like, is this planet worth actually sort of communicating with? Let's dump these things here and see what happens.
Is this planet worth us coming down and probing them? That's the next port of call usually, isn't it? Listen to us.
There's usually probing going on. But no, it could be something weird. We could be on the verge of a new thing, a new time.
An alien invasion.
An alien invasion, which I have been saying is going to come this month.
Yeah.
It's creepy though.
Yeah, but I think it's a prank, to be honest. I think the first one happened and people have copied it.
Yeah, or as I say, it's an underground sort of like artist movement, just like, let's make them like appear and then they just disappear, and then that's the mysterious bit of the art, and they'll just
It could be that.
They could,
What if it's David Blaine's next big thing? He's actually turned himself into a monolith. He's inside the monolith.
there's no eye on it.
I was inside the monolith all along. That's the shittiest thing I've ever heard of. No, I ain't that.
He was a pretty shitty magician.
Well,
He was the lamest.
He lived in a fucking box of London
was
Bridge
funny,
for a
wasn't it?
month. People pelted it with eggs.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
He just looked a bit solemn in that box, didn't he?
Imagine just that, taking a shit in a glass box, hanging over a bridge for a month.
Did he not have a little hidden bit where he could shit?
Well, maybe, I hope so.
No, it was a clear
Was
glass
it?
box, yeah.
There he
You
is.
must have watched a guy shitting in a glass box.
Some people pay for it, Mike.
No, you could just walk past,
Yeah.
couldn't you, and just look at him and go, what the hell is he doing?
He's having a shit. Never guess. Next day, never guess what I saw when I was in London.
So David Blaine having a shit in a glass box. I was underneath him. He said I owed him money.
Made my day, that did.
I went back to the hotel and jacked myself furiously. But joking aside, monoliths, it's aliens, isn't it?
Aliens for you?
Prank.
Artistic movement.
Well, let's see who's proved right.
Yep.
And then motherships hove into view on Christmas Eve.
Boy, will that egg on my face.
You will. When we're spending Christmas Day in a trench firing at tripods.
And see my seamless transition into the next story. Eggs.
Yeah,
Egg on my face.
yeah. Very good.
Margaret Thatcher statue. More than 1,000 vow to attend egg throwing contest at unveiling amid backlash.
And why not? It's their absolute freedom of
Yep.
choice to do it.
100 points for the face.
I'm surprised it's only eggs. I'm surprised people aren't,
Shit.
packing up their own feces in Tupperware boxes.
Yeah, someone commented on this on Facebook the other day. They're like, why would they do this? And I was like, she's the milk snatcher.
Yeah. She literally took the children's milk away.
Yeah. Fuck
She's
the
a fucking
miners.
miners, isn't she?
Yeah, fucking miners.
Well, coal miners.
Coal miners and miners.
We don't know about the other miners.
I meant taking their milk away, but yeah.
Oh right, okay.
But
Yeah.
she certainly turned a blind eye. She knew what was going on in her cabinet.
Yeah.
He was a foreign secretary, wasn't he? What was his name?
Heath?
No, that was a prime minister before.
Oh yeah. I can't remember, but it was all going on.
And in her time, she had the decision whether to go with like faster broadband, which would have put us like real far ahead for our country, for our time,
Yeah.
or stick with what we had. And she went, "Oh, I'll just stick with what we've got."
Yeah. I have been slightly confused about Margaret Thatcher recently because Gillian Anderson's playing her.
You feeding it on?
And I'm like-
you feed.
Oh man, I have a massive crush on Gillian Anderson. I have since the X-Files.
She's not Margaret Thatcher.
I know, but she's playing Margaret Thatcher. I'm like, man, Margaret Thatcher looks sexy.
She just looks like a hard woman.
Yeah.
A sexy hard woman.
I'm like, oh man, she looks good. Oh, it's Margaret Thatcher.
No, Ben.
Oh man, she looks good. It's Margaret Thatcher. It's confusing me. It's confusing the shit out of me. I don't even watch The Crown. I just see it on memes. Like, haunting me, and then she's trying to haunt my dreams.
She's not worth a statue, is she? I'm not sure.
No, not. I mean, all right, it's 300 grand.
What?
Yeah, but that's been privately sort of collected by people, which I'm surprised there's enough people who've got. But if you knocked on my door and said, "Would you like to donate to a Margaret Thatcher statue?" I'd tell you to fuck off.
There's kids starving in this country, and that's what they're spending the money on.
Yeah,
That's their priority. That's the elite's priority. That is. Don't care about the fucking poor.
and they've got to stick it on a fucking 10-foot plinth so no one vandalises it.
That's why it's a competition, isn't it?
Yeah. It's going to be 20 foot tall. It's about Maggie's column. It's incredible.
So she could see all the way down to the squalors.
That she helped create.
So that was more like the Queen, wasn't it, than Maggie?
I don't know, all I know is I'm confused. 300 grand, so
That won't last long.
nah.
I'll get teared down.
Think.
Do you think it'll get torn down or just spray painted?
Probably both.
You think people will beat it with their shoes like when the Saddam one came down in Iraq? And all them Iraqis rushed up to hit it with their shoes? What do you reckon? I'd like to see that.
It could get to that.
I'd like to see a Humvee wrap a chain around it. Someone wrap a chain around the neck and attach it to the back of a Humvee and just pull it off the plinth. And everyone rushes around and beats it.
I hope someone puts a carton of milk in her hand.
A little tash.
Yeah.
A little Hitler tash.
Oh, Maggie.
I'm here for the milk. Bitch. Moving on.
Moving on.
What respect we have for former Prime Minister.
So,
Deserve my respect, mate.
no. Anti-gay Hungarian politician has resigned after being caught by the police fleeing a 25-man orgy through a window. Oh dear.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing about this guy.
Impressive
Amazing beard.
It's
Oh, yeah.
impressive.
It's, that is impressive, I will say that.
For his age, he's got to adjust for men and that shit though, isn't
Oh
it?
god, yeah.
So a member of the European Parliament representing the Hungarian Prime Minister, Viktor Orban Fidesz party, has resigned from his position in Brussels after he was caught leaving what reports described a 25-man orgy on Friday night. So Joseph resigned on Sunday. He admitted breaching Belgium's strict lockdown rules to attend a sex party. The police found 25 naked men at the gathering, including Caesar and some diplomats. Other diplomats, right? Belgium newspaper Dinner reported.
It's close enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I think we just lost our Belgian listener. Again.
It's alright, he's probably just chucking into a mountain of chips.
The newspaper quoted a local police source saying, we interrupted a gangbang.
That's the best police quote ever.
The thing is, why did they... Oh, because of the lockdown. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Got it, go on.
Orban's Hungarian government has curtailed LGBTQ rights since he was elected Prime Minister in 2010. Caesar, who fronted Fidesz in the European Parliament, helped rewrite Hungary's constitution to protect the institution of marriage as a union of a man and a woman, the Times of London reported.
You think the lady doth protest too much on
Oh,
this? Like,
dearie me.
I hate gay people. But I'm going to go to this orgy just to see what it's all about. I'm
He was getting voters, obviously.
I think obviously he's like, well, because I've said all of this and want to take away the rights to marriage and gay people, I should go along to one of these orgies and see what happens.
He's reaching out to the gay community.
Yeah, no, he's just
With his cock.
I mean, this guy's made lives of LGBTQ people in that country miserable. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, the hypocrisy just stinks, doesn't it? It fucking pisses you right off. They think there's one rule for them and the rest for us, isn't it?
Well, his name fits. Shazer, a right-wing politician and ally of Orban, climbed out of the first floor window and was spotted fleeing along the gutter.
What a snipe.
The public prosecutor's office said about that. A source close to the investigation told Politico that officers were called after a complaint about a nighttime disturbance.
Yeah, there's a 25-man gangbang going on upstairs, and you could, all I can hear is grunts and thuds.
Oh, but they're partying it out first.
Oh, you think there's like a disco going on first? They're all just dancing around naked,
YMCA
selecting their train partner for the fucking gangbang that's to come.
Yeah, they'll all be snorting coke and that off each other's cracks and all sorts. Listen, authorities said narcotics were found. Hey, I told you.
Yeah.
In Shazer's bag and his arse crack, but he insisted he'd not taken any drugs.
Yeah, of course you haven't. So I'm just carrying them for my friend.
I could just imagine him going along the gutter with a white sort of line up his arse crack. It wasn't me.
With a rucksack full of drugs, scampering along naked.
As he farts, a fucking coat just comes out of his mouth.
And some spunk.
No.
You had to lower the tone.
No.
I'm dribbling. He's going along, he's clenched.
A passerby reported to the police that he'd seen a man fleeing along the gutter and he was able to identify the man. The man's hands were bloody. It's possible that he may have injured himself while fleeing. Narcotics were found in his backpack and the man was unable to produce any identity documents and he was escorted to his place of residence. Wow.
Oh, he's got his diplomatic passport. Do you think he's got diplomatic immunity? Diplomatic immunity, man.
I think that only works. Does that work in other countries? Does it work in your own country?
I think it can work. I think it can work anywhere.
It doesn't look good though, does it?
Yeah.
No, the best of it is he's only actually being had up for breaking the lockdown laws. The orgy's fine. Which it is anyway.
Of course it is.
But under Belgian law, you can have a 25-man gangbang in your flat if you want.
Should be allowed to. That's what you want, as long as you're not interfering with the neighbours too much.
As long as you've invited the neighbours. Because maybe they want in on that. Maybe they don't. But at least you're being polite.
Well, he says he deeply regrets violating the COVID restrictions.
But not attending the orgy.
No.
Well, no, you shouldn't regret that.
He's an anti-gay politician.
Yeah.
I think he should regret it if that's his view.
Wow.
It was irresponsible on my part, he said, and I am ready to stand for the fine that occurs. Alright.
Well, what a cunt.
Yep.
You always find it's the ones who protest too much, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of televangelists, anti-gay priests, vicars, whatever you call them.
Not just them, the guys that try and convert people.
Yeah. They always seem to get found in a motel with a rent boy, or in this case, a 25-man gangbang, which personally I think
that's quite impressive.
So do I, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're all because he was there with another couple of politicians, so it must have been some kind of EU gangbang.
I'm just saying it's
Brit
impressive
was the one
in
at
the
the end.
numbers. I'm saying,
Thanks Brexit. Look what else we're missing out on.
Yeah, we're missing out on Belgian gangbangs. Yeah, you won't get them under Brexit. You won't get them under.
You don't get to a British gangbang.
Oh.
No, you wouldn't, would you? I was there when they at the local strip club when they were introducing the new girls. I was there on other business.
Right, okay.
What strip club?
Alright, well, we used to do a rock night at Eden. It was a nightclub in Telford, in Oakengates.
Yeah.
And they wanted to turn it into a lap dancing club.
I remember now, I was there too.
Yeah. And
they came out the limo, didn't they?
It's got a smile
bear
on
in
his
mind,
face.
they wouldn't even give us fucking leaflets right, to push the night, to publicise it.
Yeah.
They dialed auditions for all these local girls, to pulled them up in a limo.
I heard dodgy reports about them auditions.
Yeah, so did I.
It says Telford.
You know, they've all got matching
They had to be
outfits.
naked.
Well, they'd have to be for the auditions.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Because it's a strip club. So can't have, the first thing you say in the audition is, right, take your clothes off, isn't it? You got issues with nudity, you shouldn't be a stripper.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But I heard there was some maybe
dodgy
sexual
stuff-
favours.
Yeah, I heard there was something above that.
Yeah.
That was what they meant to just do, but I heard there was rumours of that,
Yeah.
We'd left by then. None of our business.
That was it. We weren't there for that, sadly.
But yeah, all them strippers in that limo, weren't they?
Yeah, and they weren't pretty.
Oh dear.
No. A couple of them were nice. There was probably 15 of them. The rest were Telford girls. They looked like they'd had an hard life.
You could have hit the pink gin, it'd have been alright.
That's it. So maybe we don't want the. Well, actually,
I'll,
I'll still take
You
the.
can say they're all lovely ladies.
No, they weren't. Yeah, so if that's what we're missing anyway, I'd take a 25 Telford girl orgy. To be honest, I mean they're not the prettiest.
I think you'd take a 2 girl. Well,
25,
Yeah.
a 2 girl orgy at the moment.
Well, yeah. I'm just happy with a wank at the minute, to be honest.
I'd be having a quick 5-knuckle shuffle.
To replace me wank sock. Anyway, that is the best news quote in the world. Though, just briefly going back to that. You know, we interrupted a gangbang. It's fantastic. Alright then, so let's talk about the Archons and then we'll talk about their veil and how this all links into Gnosticism and Christianity and aliens.
It's a doozy.
It's a doozy.
It's a hell of a mix.
It is, isn't it? It's got everything. All it needs is a Nazi, which we kind of get with Gnosticism, so... That's right. Now, the Archons, traditionally, outside of all of this, were the leaders of ancient Greece. Term Archon literally means leader, but in the case of these bastards, we call them Archons, we are basically like psychically submitting to them. So I'm just going to call them bastards for a bit. I won't refer to them as Archons, 'cause I'm not. Or I might use their name, but I'm not submitting to you fuckers.
Aliens, aren't they? Like a group of aliens.
Well, aliens. They are demons potentially. They are little dead alien spirits. In a way, this kind of ties into Scientology with the Thetans and having to audit yourself, get rid of the souls of the dead aliens from your body so you can progress as a human being.
It's about as batshit mental as that, yeah.
Okay.
Scientology.
Says a science officer.
Well,
No, keep an open mind.
you're not the fence or worse. This one's testing my credibility, also. You know me, I'm a slut for aliens. Right, so let's see, because obviously Saint Ike has an opinion on this. Let's see what his website has to say about Archons. Understanding who the Archon network is puts everything that's happening to the human race and our planet all in perspective. So the network is, number 1, reptilians, aka Liz's. I presume he's making a thinly veiled jab at the Queen. And that's the Draco in command. Draco reptilians.
Aliens from the planet Draco.
Yes. Well done, Mike. Nice to see you learning.
Where's Draco?
It's in the Alpha Centauri star system, the Draco star system.
Very far away.
Then we have insectoids. Right, so I'm thinking, he's in Rick and Morty, you'll get this reference. Insectoid, I'm thinking like the Galactic Empire that comes in season 2 that Rick's a fugitive of, and they're like bug people.
I've seen it, but I forget.
Well, then you have the tall whites, who are like the executives of the operation, the regular greys, who are the workers, and the small greys, who are the abduction-orientated probes, who are semi-robots, apparently.
Oh, right, they're cyborgs.
Or, yeah.
That's what
How
I'm saying.
sentient they are, I don't know, but maybe they're just probers.
Just send the small greys in.
Built to probe, baby.
To probe, baby. They'd have like written on their probing arm, wouldn't they? Like, because when they have one hand,
big probe.
I was thinking like if they're little sort of semi-robots, I was thinking well, one of their hands was just a probe.
Would be, yeah, could be.
So the Draco race, or the reptilians who rule our planet, are just part of the Archon network. They themselves are an ancient group of discarnate spirits, demons, regenerative ETs, sun greys, reptilians and serpent beings who feed off negativity and care nothing for humanity and the Earth. Hence the continuation of war and the destruction of our very planet. Their program is to keep you enslaved through your very own mind and to create as much separation, pain and suffering as possible.
Does make sense.
Sadist bastards. So, this is done with programming, various kinds of media, societal programming, religious programming, psychotronic technology using ELF. I don't know what ELF is. Something to do with electronically long range frequency or something. I have no idea. I'm thinking actually that sort of shit is probably like They Live.
Yeah.
You know? So
basically, yeah.
They're reprogramming our reality, so we're seeing billboards for cola or something, but in reality it's just like a grey sign that says purchase or sell or buy or whatever, forcing you to become a capitalist slave. And of course mind-to-mind manipulation with other Archons, just for lols. Your TV and your news is one of the most obvious, designed to keep you fearful, insecure and in need of a saviour outside of self. It is also designed to keep you focused on the material world, acquiring acceptance and approval outside of self, being well adjusted to society for your very own survival. It's like the ultimate catch-22. Buy shit, fit in.
Yeah.
Buy shit to fit in.
Or you'll be ostracised.
And
of course we're a social species, we need social interaction.
Yeah.
Take that away from us and we die.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mike, you've been self-isolating for years now. You're not dead.
No, but seriously, you hear these people that have just died alone, they haven't discovered their body for months.
That's true.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. Like a year into some cases. That's till like the insects start getting too loud and buzzing and disturbing the neighbours that people fucking call the police.
Smell.
You could argue that's going to happen less and less though. Now we've all got mobile phones and such. You know, if someone's like disappeared offline for X amount of days, you know, everyone's got into sort of network. To a certain extent, no.
Eventually, yeah, I suppose so. But obviously, the older generation, like who are in their 80s and 90s now, aren't going to have smartphones.
No.
Like that guy I saw buying a porn mag from the shop a while back. He obviously didn't have the internet, otherwise he wouldn't have bought the porn mag.
The irony is, even though we've got more connectivity than ever before with all this technology, we're actually more lonely than ever. That's true. That's come out in studies.
That's true. I mean, it's one thing having friends on Facebook, and another thing to convert that into real life. I mean, how many of your Facebook friends do you hang out with? Not many, I'd imagine. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, let's face it, we've all been there and seen someone who's our friends on Facebook and dodged into a shop to avoid speaking to them.
That's what they want now. They want us all in our little boxes, separated from everybody.
The Archons.
Well, no, I'm on about the government.
Yeah, who are the Archons?
The elites.
Who are the Archons?
You're saying the Archons. Whoever it is, that's what they want. You know? They want us separated, they don't want us talking about revolutionary ideas and shit.
Yeah.
They want us dull, watching the TV.
Listen to a podcast.
And becoming a slave. Well, I would have it, damn it.
Is this a revolution?
Oh, I can't be arsed.
I'll just sit here and watch telly for a bit.
That's a problem, isn't it?
There'll never be a successful revolution in this country anyway because of the weather. Yeah.
It would have to happen in the summer, as the peasants' revolt did.
Yeah.
Forget the winter.
If it starts to rain,
go home, yeah.
Everyone will go home. We're brought up on a culture of a wet break playing doors.
Yeah.
You know. So religious programming does just this, looking for approval, acceptance and a false security from an outside source other than you, which is so detrimental to your evolution and one based on a false reality. False reality. There is no higher authority than oneself. That's pretty much Satanism. or modern day Satanism.
Well, I mean, the system we're under now, the schooling, it's designed to respect authority no matter what. You tend to school for 12, 13 years, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day, respect authority, no matter who it is, because there's, you know, cases of where teachers have abused kids and things, but, you know, that's what we're drilled into, is respect authority, respect those at the top. Brainwashing.
Yeah.
No different to North Korea. When the US, they speak the flag, don't they? What they call
Pledge
it?
of Allegiance,
That's it.
Oath of Allegiance, every morning. Yeah? I suppose it is, but of course it's brainwashing. It's just all very subtle, isn't it? This is... Well, ours is less subtle, the Archons is very subtle.
Well, like, in the capitalist model, we're just the workers. We produce and consume, that's all we're needed for.
Yeah.
If you're not a producer, if you're not a consumer, you're nothing.
No, you're ostracised.
Yep.
You're a guy living in the flat alone with a blanket over his knees, playing Champo, writing manifestos about starting revolutions. So the Archon's first and foremost goal is to separate man and woman from the God within, apparently. It is to keep you focused on the external and control you through the base attitudes and emotions of the first three chakras: survival, sex and power. These Archons cannot let you operate from the heart, because once you move up into the heart and beyond it, it loses power over you. And this is the crossroad we're at now. Good old Ike, he's always a bit batshit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, the last bit is that we live in a world of veiled consciousness, but that veil is thinning, hence mankind's awakening. Is it? I think we're more enslaved than ever. The closer you get to Nirvana, the more demons rear their ugly heads. Mankind is in the fight of our lives, and any choices and actions that are not of love will be met by universal law. Karma. And the love that you withhold is the pain you carry. Well, that's a bit New Age.
Yeah, karma doesn't exist, does it? Because the people at the top never pay the consequences. Look at Blair, look at Bush.
Same
war
Blair.
criminals. Sorry, same Blair. Instead, the Labour Party would rather kick out a former leader for saying something reasonable and keep a war criminal in your party.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, I had to get that in.
yeah, you and your jabs. I'm not taking your bait, sir. Just because I baited you off air, I'm not taking it now. Right, so let's talk about the veil. So this is in my blog.
2015 by Colourful.
Yes, Colourful. It's one of the few things that survives outside of books on the net. They obviously don't want us to know too much about them.
There's not a lot out there, is there?
Just courageous bloggers like this guy. So about 26,000 years ago, Archons declared this planet to be their property, and all beings living on it their hostages and slaves, which sounds pretty kinky. They've declared this planet to be a quarantine, and every space vehicle entering or exiting this planet needed a permit from the Archons. This is the reason for the non-interference we hear so much about. So other alien races can't come and visit us because we're in a quarantine. The Archons control us that way.
So if we're sort of owned, aren't we? If we're owned, you know, there might be a bigger plan. These are our these are our planets, these are our galaxies, sort of stay away to everybody else. You know,
Yeah.
there's a bigger
Yeah, they could be
system.
doing this. There could be thousands of planets in our galaxy that they've
Yeah.
enslaved.
Yeah.
Who knows? If it's an advanced civilization, they could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got the other guys rocking up with maybe some kind of like Galactic Federation of Light or something like that, who are the good
Brilliant.
guys. Brilliant. Jesus.
You can't come and help us. That's why you can't come and help us, Ben.
That's why you can only broadcast on Radio
Yeah.
Kent.
That's it.
They're just being observed like a scientific
Couldn't get-
experiment.
They
I'm
couldn't
fed
get the
off.
signal through the veil.
I'm fed off.
We're being fed off too. All our negative emotion feeds off us. Whatever affects us badly feeds them. In the past, the only way a human being could escape the quarantine was through the ascension process, where you release all attachments to all physical, etheric, astral and mental realities where Archons can operate. So, yes, they're aliens, but they might be some kind of demon. They might be some kind of disassociated alien spirit. The Prince of
What
Darkness.
do they mean by the ascension process?
Basically, I think this means you give up everything.
It's when you die.
Or as in your life, you sort of become literally like a Buddhist monk. You give up everything. You just live in a simple life. You're not attached to consumerism.
That's true. There's a true like Buddhist that's reached nirvana would never have anger, hate, any negative emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So the more sort of placid and level you are through that meditation, where you preach that total bliss, you know, they want you though. That's the thing. So they're going to keep fighting you back. So that, you know, you might be right on the edge of reaching nirvana. You sat one day in your Buddhist temple meditating, and the next thing you know, all you can think about is tits and booze.
Yeah,
and robbing the monastery and going into town.
Buddhist female monk has just, you know, lifted up her skirt and revealed a muff.
I think they mean men only.
Well, she snuck in.
All right, as dressed as a monk.
She's an Archon, really.
All right, well that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm trying to manipulate the Buddhists.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I was thinking they were doing it psychically.
Could be that.
Oh, that guy's too close to Nirvana. Quick for his head with tits and booze, and drugs, steal the monastery's money, go into town, get a hooker, get several. Have 25. That's not illegal.
Unless there's a quarantine.
Unless there's a quarantine. So that I assume though that you only free yourself spiritually. So you don't end up just being reincarnated and enslaved over and over again.
So it is when you die then?
Yes, but to do all that stuff, to get that reward, you've got to do it while you're alive, haven't you?
Right, got you. You've got to be the Buddhist monk.
And then pass away.
And
then you're freed from that cycle, you're broken.
Right, okay.
Yeah, a lot of effort in it. Just watching TV. I just watch some TV.
I'll just work out how many years I got to put in.
Well, that's it. But then
Rest of your life, isn't it? You got reach nirvana. And there's only like probably Buddha and Jesus that ever did.
And Muhammad.
And Muhammad.
Peace be upon him.
Surely they, we could work out how long it takes to reach nirvana, and then go, right, okay, we can afford to just be.
For 2 millennia, people have been trying, and I assume they haven't reached nirvana.
Maybe these people we don't know about.
Dalai Lama's probably the best bet, isn't it? Hang about with him.
Well, maybe you just yeah, bring him up, Mike.
Get an interview on the pod. How long does it take to reach nirvana?
Excuse me, Mr. Lama. How long does it take?
On average, how many,
Can I call you Dali?
I don't think he's going to give you a figure. I don't think he's going to go 25 and 30 years. I don't think he's going to give that. He's going to give some kind of cryptic answer.
Well, that's bullshit.
It's different for everybody, I should imagine, isn't it?
There you go. Something like that.
Can't you just do it on your own? The Buddha did. He didn't have a manual.
Well, maybe it's possible.
Some people only reach a spiritual awakening when they're a lot older. So, who's to say?
Yeah, most of us just become racists. We hit our 60s, don't we? We regress. All that negative media being pushed at you by the Archons and the thing that basically turns people into twats as they get older. Because you had more of it, you had it fed down your throat every day.
Yeah. You keep pushing the negative stuff. And
the more negative you become, the more get fed they get. And they're greedy. So reach nirvana, break the cycle.
Or watch TV.
Well, so watch TV. Whatever you want to do, really.
There is an alternative option, though, isn't there?
Yes, there is. That's where you've got to travel to other star systems for that. And that'll open to humanity soon as the quarantine dissolves. So the more people
steal an Archon ship.
Yeah, do you know where they are?
Antarctica.
Are they?
Under the ice.
Yeah.
Alright then, well, you two crack on. I'll stay here and learn more about getting to Nirvana. How's that?
Boy said I wanted to scuba dive under the ice, isn't it? That'd be ace.
Yeah.
Alright, well, go for it.
And then we'll fly off to the star system and break the prison.
Can you come back and get me while I...
No, you want to reach Nirvana.
I'm trying to reach Nirvana, but whichever way's fastest, you know? If I don't hear from you again, I'll assume you're dead. I'll have a simple service for the both of you.
Fair enough, you won't reach Nirvana, you'll be recycling this planet over and over again.
Come and get me, man. Come and get me.
We'll send you a postcard of your next life.
Wow.
Man for Centauri, wish you were here. Who's this? Like in Clair, I don't remember. Who is this?
Well, thanks a
Because you've forgotten your past lives.
Thanks a fucking lot. Wow.
Every new life will send you a new postcard. When you reach Nirvana, you'll know who it's from. You remember.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's just great. That's amazing. Thanks a lot.
And we'll live like immortal gods.
Sounds like a beach sort of hot place. Nice.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I just had to reach Nirvana then, wouldn't I? You know, only some of the greatest minds in history have tried and failed. I like a challenge. Well, you know how it goes.
Okie doke.
So, the Archons are sustaining their control with a special technology called the Veil. This is very much the film. What's Ready Roddy Piper movie? They Live.
We've mentioned it before.
Yeah, I know, I completely forgot it for a second. Because of the Veil.
The Veil.
It's got to be because of the Veil. It is an electromagnetic frequency fence on the lower astral and especially on the etheric plane, extending maximally 8.6 miles upwards and downwards from the surface ground level of our planet. This, to a great extent, prevents the light from coming into the quarantine Earth, which I presume is the ability to, reach Nirvana, gain awakening.
Right.
That's why it's so hard. If the light was here, we could do it. I imagine.
I think that's what they're getting at.
Yeah.
This technology can best be described as an etheric harp, which harp is a high altitude research thing that the US government apparently has that can alter the weather and piss around with frequencies and things like that. This technology distorts the time-space structure on a quantum level and thus creates big difficulties for UFO propulsion systems with the positive ET forces in the past. And that this has hindered the progress of the positive ET races towards this planet significantly. So all those UFO crashes, potentially, have been good aliens trying to get to us to say, look man, you're being controlled by these Archons. You've got to snap out of it, you've got to stop going consumerism.
Vrillon tried to warn the Kent area.
But only the Kent area. That was the problem.
They couldn't get the signal through because of the Veil.
That's it, obviously.
I knew we were being too harsh on him. It'll come good in the end.
Oh, he's fucking taking his time. So apart from keeping the good ETs at bay, the Veil has a function of programming and reprogramming the human population and keeping it in the reincarnation recycling process. Apparently these are a few of the main astral etheric programs for incarnated humans currently in operation. There's a list here. And some of it I have no idea what the fuck this is. Lowering of consciousness and light body. Macabre deactivation. I don't know what a macabre is.
No, just carry on. Just gloss over the stuff we don't understand.
Good. I like this theory, I like this plan. Blocking of free will and positive initiative. Well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Lowering the intelligence. Which, they're saying it's done by strong magnetic fields to the etheric brain. I'm saying it's a lack of funding and education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Could be that.
and the breakdown of society in the parental unit in some cases.
Yeah.
All helps, doesn't it? Every little helps when it comes to not learning. Inducing disharmony in relationships. That's tampering with
That's
the
why my
chakras.
ex was a bitch. Being controlled by the Veil.
She was having her chakras tampered with by the etheric body and was creating dissonant frequencies on the auric membrane. Created an artificial split between love and sexuality, closing off the heart. Or she was a bitch. Or maybe it was all you and you blocked it. Who knows? The Veil's told you nothing went wrong.
Has it?
Maybe.
It's the frequencies.
Mm.
So is there any scientific? Can they feel?
No.
No.
To put it bluntly, no.
Let's have another gin.
You may want to drink some more of that.
This might start to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get pissed on gin, you probably will. So this will make a lot more sense. So, inducing poverty.
How do you do that?
You project poverty holograms and images into the etheric brain. So you're just like, hey, poverty. Then you're like,
No money for spuds.
No money for spuds. An image of you on the street begging with a cap and a dog.
Yeah.
You know, and for some reason that then happens to you. Subconsciously, you push yourself towards that.
To push yourself towards poverty.
Yes, yeah. They're reprogramming you to subconsciously push yourself towards that so they can feed off your misery.
Yeah, it's not the greedy elites that have stashed all the money in the Cayman Islands. No, it's not that.
No, it's the Archon Veil.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Subculture division. This program operates by targeting different subcultures with specific opposing etheric holographic images and thus creating division.
So what, an image of me beating a black man? That's in my head. They're putting that in my head. They want to make me racist. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe the Rodney King beating never happened. That kind of thing. Maybe they're putting that into your head, yeah? They're putting that image into your head.
So they're basically social media sort of meme mongers.
Yeah.
And they're controlling...
Etheric meme mongers.
And they're controlling our reality.
Yeah.
So we
They've
can't...
got us on all fucking... on all fronts, haven't they?
Yeah, because...
They've got us in this reality.
Yeah.
Our brains...
And the other
in
etheric
the
layer...
spiritual reality.
Mm-hmm.
They got us on all three fronts. Claire, we're fucked.
We are.
And we keep reincarnating and having shitty lives because they need to feed more. We're feeding them to just make our lives shit, and they're loving it.
Yeah, and they're making me fat.
Yes, eating patterns and obesity.
I knew it wasn't the 8 chocolate bars I eat every day. It's the goddamn veil.
8 chocolate bars a day. You may
I
want
would
to
if I could.
You may want to go up with diabetes test, buddy. I'm not one to judge. I'm just saying, like, you know. Yeah, so projecting images of certain food that creates obesity. So, I mean, well, Mackie D's, you know.
There we are with the brownies.
Here we are with some brownies. But, let's face it, you think of a burger right now, I guarantee you it's a Mackey's.
It's the first one that comes to mind when you say burger, yeah.
Oh, I love a Mackey's right now. Damn you, Vale! Then they've got this all-seeing eye. Spy program operating on the etheric plane that monitors all activity of physical beings and then reports this to the non-physical Archons who run the plane, run the Veil.
God eye, innit? It's...
Where are they running it from?
The Veil.
Where are they running the veil from?
Well, you got the non-physical Archons who haven't got a body, they're just like spirits.
Mm-hmm.
They're floating around operating this thing.
Okay.
Don't ask me how they're operating it, but they're running it.
Right, okay.
Think of the 2 guys stood at the side on the Death Star,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're just pressing the buttons to make the laser go.
Okay.
Look at it that way. I don't know if that helps.
Yes.
the non-physical demons.
Well, yeah, there you go. Non-physical demon aliens.
Okay.
Implants. These are etheric or astral crystals that are put into the aura of every human being just before the incarnation, as that person needs to descend from the higher mental or / higher astral planes through the lower astral planes towards the physical in order to incarnate.
Fuck.
Those implants remove the memory of the prior incarnations and are the reason why we do not remember our past lives. Implants are somewhat poetically called the Veil of Forgetfulness. Wow.
So we've all got crystals inside us, but on the etheric plane, that every time we die, it forces us to forget our past lives and slams us back down into a body. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So you can't achieve nirvana because you can't learn the lessons, you can't learn the mistakes you've made. So yes, that's it. Yeah.
So that's it, isn't it? Buddha and Jesus were spirits that had reached nirvana but came back to warn us, wasn't it?
Mm.
And to help us reach that nirvana.
But because their souls are free anyway, so they could die. Couldn't they? It was like their last reincarnation, then they go off to nirvana.
Yeah.
They break the chain.
Some people can break the chain then, can't they?
Yeah, some people.
Should never break the chain.
I love that song.
I'm hearing the guitar.
Apparently there was a mass awakening in the early 90s that made the intervention of the positive ET races on this planet a real possibility. Apparently, now, how true this is, I don't know. But this was done with 200 nuclear explosions on the lower astral and etheric plane. So nuclear explosions in another dimension interrupted the veil and allowed positive ET forces to kind of try and awaken us a little bit in the 90s.
Maybe that's why Trump's building Space Force.
Well, now all of a sudden it makes a fucking lot of sense. What's Biden's position on Space Force? Because if he's not for this, I'm not really... We need Space Force, clearly. And etheric Space Force.
Yeah.
What happens when they like change, you know, because Trump's all for it, do they have to sort of like go to Biden and be like, listen to our idea again and sort of, you know, put it to him?
Yeah. He could cancel it, couldn't he?
Yeah, totally.
That's it. I mean, it's been signed into being, but I suppose it can be signed out of being, so... Fuck knows. I like the idea of a Space Force, though. I want one. My own, personally.
There's no rocket gonna be, like, you know, named after Trump or...
They'll name an aircraft carrier after him.
Will they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All the presidents get an aircraft carrier.
Do they?
They do.
Oh, I never knew that.
One of the big supercars. The George W. Bush is out there now. Next one will be
To be a drooling imbecile.
The next one will be the Barack Obama, USS Barack Obama. And then there'll be a USS Trump at some point, yeah. So, unless they decide to gloss over him.
You have to be orange and have micro penis.
It'll be... I just got visions of that being a toupee on the bridge. And it's being spray painted orange. Do you want to see the picture of Donald Trump naked getting spray tanned?
No.
I've seen it.
Oh my.
I showed it him. I'm going to save it on my phone just to freak people out.
Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
Yes. That's why he's spent so much time asleep. Every time he opens his eyes, he sees a naked Trump.
Burn into my retinas.
Oh, alright, where were we?
200 nuclear bombs.
Yeah. So, the veil was reactivated again in December 2004 after the mass awakening to the goddess presence, which happened after the first Venus transit in June 2004 and after some successful operations of the Palladium fleet.
That's really... He's head of the Palladians, I think.
Yeah, Vrillian is he's a Palladian. They're good aliens.
Yeah.
They want to get us into a world of awakening and
Love and
peace and harmony. Basically the 60s.
Yeah, they're like hippie aliens.
Yeah.
And apparently in 1977, because you weren't here for that podcast, were you?
No. Not in 1977, eh?
I wasn't here either. Not in 1977. Who were you doing a podcast with in 1977 then? Are you old and you're letting off?
He's got a DeLorean!
Yeah.
Right, sorry.
Where's your
sorry,
painting?
What
Mike.
was I saying?
The podcast.
Forgetful in my old age.
If you look like that, what's your fucking painting look like?
The podcast from about 19.
Oh yeah. He broadcast on the Kent area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was an illegal broadcast interruption, and he came across the airwaves and said, "I'm Vrillian of the High Galactic Command. Put down your weapons."
And rave with me!
Yeah.
They had
Sorry,
glow
yeah.
sticks, and it blew the people of Kent's minds.
Best rave ever!
In 1977, he single-handedly invented the rave.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, basically that's it. He just said, "Put down your weapons, and we'll help you."
And join us.
Yeah, got to get rid of your weapons of death, which we haven't done. We've built on them, so.
So how come it just went over Kent?
That's it. Well, presumably those 200 nuclear weapons
of the
went off
veil.
etherically.
Right, okay.
Right. Let me try and explain it.
Oh, that was in 1996, though.
Oh, well, they've been trying to sneak in, though, haven't they? 1996 was one of their main offensive.
Yeah. 77 was probably just like...
You know, we can get you in for 2 minutes, Vivian, and then you've got to get out of there.
The signal's only strong enough to carry to Kent, though, so...
It's got no nukes.
Okay, apparently then, the success of mass meditations, apparently, maybe that's the thing, meditation is becoming more popular. Is that a way, that's the way you achieve nirvana, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 70% has become so successful that about 70% of the veil on the astral plane and about 35% of the veil on the etheric plane has been removed. So our meditations now...
And the nuclear bombs.
And those nuclear bombs going off.
Combined. We took it down.
70% and 35% respectively.
Cool.
These statistics are blowing me away.
Now, physical and non-physical archons, right,
Yeah.
have a plan with the code name Doom 33.
Oh, Freemasons 33.
Yeah, to prevent the mass arrests from happening. So this is where the physical archons who are like running the show.
Yeah.
If we become awakened enough to their presence, we'll see them for what they really are.
Like Trump trying to expose and arrest all the paedophiles in the cabal.
Boom. That's exactly it. Exactly the same thing.
Bollocks he didn't do, but carry on.
Well, maybe he was prevented from launching.
Well, maybe.
So the non-physical archons will give a signal through occult rituals to top physical archons inside the Knights of Malta and among 33-degree Freemasons. Freemasons involved. Knights of Malta, interestingly involved. Didn't think they were really. Well, I know they're still around, but they're usually the. I don't know. The Knights Hospitalier, because that's St John's Ambulance, basically. Yeah, that voluntary
I don't
ambulance.
think they're the same people.
Well,
They're summoning dark demonic entities, not
using occult rituals.
Yeah, it's not the same people.
They're not going to pick up Edith in an
Not
ambulance.
St John's Ambulance, no.
Well, alright.
Oh, might be.
Hey,
We're having little seances in the back of them ambulances, you don't know, do you?
You never know when they're Ouija'ing in between hours. Those people would then give orders to their links inside the military and alphabet agencies, so intelligence agencies, referred to as alphabet agencies, CIA, MI5, MI6, etc., etc. To create as much destruction and havoc as possible. So this is like a doomsday switch.
Yeah, it's basically a scorched earth policy.
Yeah, goes along with the Armageddon end time prophecies that are highly respected among the physical archons, i.e. televangelists, right-wing Christians who are in government. They love that Armageddon end times prophecy shit. They love it. It's pretty much the foundation of their religion.
And cults like Aang Shinrikyo.
Yeah. God, this is becoming fucking scary. They would do anything to see those prophecies fulfilled.
Yeah. Remember when Trump changed the capital of Israel to Jerusalem?
Yeah. That was one of the prophecies fulfilled, bringing about the end of the world.
Yeah. That's what they want. The right-wing Christians actually want the end of the world to come, because then they can ascend to heaven.
Yeah.
The rest of us can burn in a lake of fire.
the
They don't give a shit about us. Fuck us.
The rapture. To the rapture.
To the rapture! Yeah, that's the thing, innit? How unchristian can you get?
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else, I'm going to heaven. Why would you want to bring on the end of the world? And genuinely, it's true. I mean, it's not every single evangelical American, but it's just the more extreme ones. You know, the ones who think that Kenneth Copeland with the weird eyes is actually a man of God when he's clearly a fucking Archon demon.
If anybody's an Archon demon, it's him.
Pat Robinson as well.
Yeah.
He's an Archon demon. I'll guarantee it.
Well, this is sort of the same as well, isn't it? You've got to reach Nirvana. They're all thinking the same, aren't they? They're all deluded, like, in the same sort of way.
Yeah. How about that then? That's a mind blower, isn't it? All of them.
Yeah, just a bit.
It's a good job the pro-light aliens, the friendly ones, are actually trying to warn us.
What the hell's that countdown for?
Weekly end of coronavirus meditation. 6 days, 18 hours, 54 minutes.
At the end of the fucking world.
It's the date when they're going to set off the chaos.
Yeah. Put us on their website. Shit, 6 hours. 6 days.
I know, yeah, you rolled by it and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then I was just like, sit here.
It's the alien invasion. I keep telling you it's coming. Now, the thing is, that's the alien side of this. Right? I think we've explained that fairly well. I may not be up with what etheric and etheric the difference is, but presumably someone out there knows what I'm on about.
Messaging.
It's fairly simple. We've got Ike, we've got the more spiritual one, still says they're aliens, and then we come to Gnosticism. So, what are they feeding off? So it's all on misery, isn't it? But what specifically could they do? So, chemtrails are apparently part of this. The good old chemtrail conspiracy. That's making Earth more hospitable to the Archons. All these chemicals being blasted into our atmosphere and presumably sustaining the veil.
Terraforming the planet, you mean?
Yep. They make us stupid and submissive, which makes them rich and powerful.
Okay.
Capitalism.
Yeah. Our politics are nothing but cartoons of puppets with no power. They control.
We've known that for a while.
Yeah. Boris over here, Trump, Biden, whoever's going to be in.
All puppets for the elites.
They're all puppets, and there's someone above them control. The shadow government, effectively, above government.
Yeah, but it's an industrial complex.
Yep.
That sort of shit. Yeah.
No, apparently their medicine makes them healthy while it makes us sicker.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that.
That takes you on then to big pharma and drugs and medication actually making us sicker, making us buy more drugs to take away the symptoms.
So while they do make us better, they do make us a little bit sicker at the same time, I suppose. But
I've needed drugs, an antibiotic for whatever reason. It's worked, so
Yeah, but some drugs.
But what if it makes you feel worse before it makes you feel better? So you start taking the antibiotics and they go, okay, it's 3 to 5 days. It's usually about a couple of days for them to kick in, isn't it?
Yeah.
That couple of days, you always feel like shit. That's when the virus is at its peak, your body's just starting to fight back. Your misery for those 2 days while your antibiotics kick in are what's feeding them.
Yeah, but you'd have it anyway without the medicine.
You'd have it for longer without the medicine.
Yeah, but they're making money selling you medication.
Yeah, but that's the cure. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you're going to get it again.
Me saying that the side effects, that doesn't make sense.
But if you take aspirin regularly, you know that might actually be poisoning you.
Well, it's going to fuck your liver up, isn't it, eventually, if you take too much of it.
Look at the American drug adverts we used to see on between our stream football matches. May cause kidney disorders, liver dialysis, blindness, impotence. And you're like,
what's it selling it?
Yeah, this is literally a private drug company flogging this drug as a cure for arthritis or something.
You know when you go to doctors to get a prescription, Have you ever read the little leaflet with all the negative side effects?
Yeah.
They have to put that on an advert in the US. So they advertise the medicine, but then they have to say, may cause this. It's got a list of all these things that it may cause, which you should read when you take your medicine. Yeah. So yeah, it does make us better, but at the same time, the side effects make us a little bit sicker.
And how do you know that there isn't something in all this as part of the big pharma project to keep us all deliberately sick to make money? How do you know them drugs they give you haven't got carcinogenics in them? That over a period of time might give you cancer, so they can get more money off you to treat you for that.
Yeah, but that's why we do drug trials, isn't it?
They own everything, Mike. These Archons own everything.
Well, yeah.
Remember, they are literally the people who are running these things.
They're overlords, aren't they?
Yeah. There's cheaper ways of doing that. Just do it in the water supply, wouldn't you?
Well, I get to that as well. Fluoride apparently makes them strong and smart, and it gives us cancer and dementia.
Oh, there's no scientific evidence to that, but go on.
That's what they'd say, Mike. They'd repress it.
Yeah, maybe.
Our food makes us fat and slow and sick, as we touched upon earlier.
That's our food choices.
Yeah. Well, bad choices, but if all that's being pushed is like, and let's face it, it's never been easier to get a takeaway, has it?
No, it hasn't.
You used to have to ring people up, get a delivery slot. Now, do it in 5 minutes on your phone, pay for it electronically.
You can just open your letterbox and go drop it by the door.
Shove it slice by slice into my mouth through the letterbox.
Is that what you do?
Well, you got it now.
The little brush thing's gonna ruin all the topping on your pizza.
I haven't got a brush thing.
Haven't you? Oh, you lucky bastard. Mine would take all the topping off. I used to be getting fed crusts. Alright, you stealing the... And I'll be lying on the floor.
Hairy pizza.
Hey mate, are you stealing the toppings of my pizza? So now mate, they're coming off as I push them to the letterbox.
At Christmas, you could pay homage to Home Alone and have that like clip where it's got the gun. Oh, I love that for Christmas.
Oh, you swing a fucking paint can at somebody. Which didn't they do the test on that on Mythbusters and it would kill you? If you swing a full paint can down at someone from the stairs and it hits you in the face, it will kill you.
Rough.
Bit of anti-vax thrown in here as well.
Of course.
And vaccines contain nanobots, which tags kids with the mark of the beast, as well as making them autistic, which makes them extra tasty for the Archons to feast off. What?
I'm gonna have another gin.
Oh
dear.
That's a doozy, that one. Go on.
Yep, then of course you've got mobile phone towers and Wi-Fi. That charges the Archons while giving us cancer. And finally...
Fucking everything's giving us cancer, innit?
And finally, wars make them rich. So the more discontent there is, the more violence. They're all creaming off it. Not only rich, but also fed off our anger and hate.
And anxiety of getting cancer.
And anxiety of getting cancer.
Anything else that they're trucking at us.
And dementia.
And dementia.
And your teeth falling out after having too much fluoride.
Fluoride.
I mean...
Yeah, but it's TV though. We've got TV.
Yeah, Mike, we have. That's what's keeping us dumb.
That's all you can say these days. We've got TV.
Basically, you can feel your soul dimming, mind
I feel
numbing,
my soul dimming.
your
me.
heroic side perishing. You become forgetful and anxious. You're basically a victim of Stockholm syndrome. There are other ways to feel, but because of everything thrown at us, this is how we feel.
I do believe that is what the electorate's like. They've all got Stockholm syndrome.
I've got a quote from...
Because
Sorry, go
the
on.
stuff they do to us, and we don't get away with it. 100,000 people, the tourists basically killed because of austerity. They may as well have gone round and slit their throats while they slept, and they still get voted in.
You know, what a feast for the Archons that was, that suffering. You don't want them just... As the Archons run the show, you don't want that throat slit, you want that suffering. You want the starvation. You want the depression,
Yeah,
you want the
they might
despair.
as well have.
Oh, right, well,
For
well
their
Boris is
policies.
basically an Archon.
They're murderers.
So, statistically, year on year, while they're under austerity, deaths have gone up.
Yeah,
saying.
over 100,000 unnecessary deaths have been attributed directly to Tory policies of austerity.
Actually,
Right,
the
okay.
UN were, I don't know if they still are, they were investigating us. Obviously, you never heard nothing about that in the media, but it's out, it's on a UN website.
Yeah, they investigated us about crimes to disabled people, and they found that the Tory party's policies were cruel and targeted the poorest and the most vulnerable in society.
They were
So
cruel and
I told
unusual.
you about the bedroom tax. 65% of people had someone with a disabled or a person in need with extra needs in their house. So you can believe it.
So what
can't you?
else is it other than Stockholm syndrome to vote these fuckers back in? That are doing this to our neighbours, our friends, our work colleagues, our families.
It's about how they make the other person look in the media.
Yeah.
Oh, the media is the greatest mind control
Now,
device
do you
ever.
remember when they first started austerity and they had all this poverty porn?
We're all in it together.
We're all
Yeah.
in together.
That's what they said.
Put it together, yeah.
And then you had, what was his name, Osborne, standing there making a speech with a gold medallion, drinking from a gold goblet, with all these bankers in this fine room, drinking champagne from a golden goblet, saying, yeah, we have to tighten our belts.
Yeah.
We're on this together.
And then of course, like you said, and you get poverty porn TV, like, oh, can't pay, take it away in this country. The bailiffs turn up and basically
Benefits
get money
stream.
out of people.
Yeah.
You demonise the poor, but no one cares what happens to the rich. They're getting richer. and fucking over everyone else. Exactly, it's been out of the Archon playbook.
Well, I'm just saying this is what humans do to the humans. I don't know, you know, I'm not really on board for this Archon shit, but, you know.
Do you know what Morpheus said about it? The guy from the Matrix. I've got a quote from Morpheus.
Ooh, go on then.
All the shit these fuckers put us through is like a splinter in your mind driving you mad.
Yep. When you step back and look at the big picture, yeah. If you're in it and if you're brainwashed, then you go along with it, don't you?
Yeah.
So how'd you fight it? How'd you fight it? Because you get the masses on board, and the only way is the enlightenment of humanity. It's with knowledge, wisdom and detachment. Even says it in the Bible, in Romans 12 and the Gospel of John, accredited to Paul. I presume that's St. Paul. Do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Maybe they're putting it through the education. My son come back home from school the other day and said that they did some spiritual meditation.
Yeah, but
Starting it in schools and everyone's doing it. Next thing you know, everyone's enlightened, everyone's getting into nirvana,
yeah.
and we're taking over. What is it?
We're branching out. We're breaking the cycle. We're letting the people. We're destroying the
Alpha
Archons.
Centauri.
Yeah.
We're off
Yeah.
to everyone's off to Alpha Centauri.
That's it. We want a Star Trek future now. It's Star Trek future or bust.
Maybe you've got to be
Sounds alright to me.
Maybe you've got to be, you obviously got to be enlightened to be a part of that sort of community, haven't you? Because, like the Star Trek future, in Star Trek, they're not like fighting against sort of each. Well, they are.
They are different species.
Are fighting, but
Because at one point Picard says something about about money and that, isn't it? How do you earn money? He says, "Oh, we've dispensed with all that."
Yeah, that's what
Whatever
I think
you
we should
want.
be aiming for.
You have it.
You put in your replicator. You go, "I'd like some new trousers, please," and you just go boop, 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 press the button, and it just makes you a pair of trousers like a 3D printer.
And as long as you got a pair of trousers, does it matter whether it's got 3 stripes down the side or no stripes or whatever? We're past that, aren't we?
Maybe they dispense with trousers altogether, and everyone's back to togas.
Tortugas.
I hope so. Yeah, that's so. If enough people meditate, then not maybe our generation because it's fucked, but
They're
your
bringing it
kids'
into the
generation.
schools.
So a couple of generations down after that, enough of us will be enlightened early enough to actually break free of all this shit, deny them their food.
Unless they bring that Armageddon thing on.
Unless they bring
the Team 33.
And that's what happens if enough too many people get enlightened too soon and it's threatening their feet. If they're not getting the food they want, they'll just fucking nuke the planet basically. Bring on the apocalypse. Then end it like the Bible.
Yeah, scorched earth, innit? It's a tactic.
If we can't have it, no one will.
Yeah.
So they don't really want us to be enlightened.
They don't, the Archons,
No.
do they?
No.
Presumably this meditation is being brought on like this. The ideas
Pressure from the people. I don't know.
It would either free themselves and have to be. Think about it. Maybe there are some enlightened people about that we don't know about that are broken free, and they know about it all.
There's got to be, hasn't
and they've got their way into power. They're people saying, you know what, maybe you should do that.
Yeah, could have been people like Corbyn.
Whispering in the ears. Or like
Keir
Starmer.
Keir Starmer's he's a shill, he is. Shill for the Archons.
No, he's alright, Sir Keir, he's alright.
He's a shill.
He's alright, is Keir. You leave him alone. Right, Mike then. Let's see how this then ties into Gnosticism. And I definitely know there's something about demonic entities, a kingdom of darkness, and possibly Ozzy Osbourne. Well, it says the Prince of Darkness, so I'm assuming it's Ozzy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Gnosticism,
Right.
if you didn't know what it was, means having knowledge. It's
Right.
a collection of religious ideas and systems which originated in the 1st century AD among early Christian and Jewish sects.
Yeah, basically, you know how the King James Bible, which we all sort of have in Western Protestant Christianity, that's only got 4 books, hasn't it? Matthew, Mark, Luke and John.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more books that go in the Bible. There's about 30 something, possibly even more. There might be hundreds. There's a Gospel of Judas. There's a Gospel of Mary Magdalene. There's a book of Enoch that was left out, that might have predicted all this shit. It says don't follow the church, but they took it out and left the good bits in.
Yeah. They viewed material existence as flawed or evil.
Yep, basically anti-capitalists back in this day.
Basically, it's the New Testament, isn't it, Jesus?
Yes, and they have a very strong opinion of Old Testament God versus New Testament God. They see Old Testament God as being jealous and vengeful and nasty, hence the flood, destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot, remember him? Lot, his wife got turned into a pillar of salt and then his daughters fucked him.
Right.
Yeah, had a bit of a shitty life. All that is the devil. That's not God, that's the devil. That behaviour there is fucking evil. They go for New Testament God, so Jesus, and they don't really see a difference between Jesus, God, and the Spirit. It's like one sort of Holy Spirit as such.
They put the emphasis on personal spiritual knowledge,
Yeah.
enlightenment, and rejecting the authority of the church.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the simplest way to describe it, is you're rejecting the authority of the church. You know, the Catholic Church at this point in Europe, in the sort of 12th to 14th centuries, as we're going a bit on the line, it got to Europe, this stuff did. Took a hold in the south of France, mainly. And what it was is the Catholic Church is all powerful and rich. Doesn't like people saying you don't need the church to talk to God.
Of course not.
You don't need to go and give your money to God. You don't need to go to the church. You don't need to be mumbled
Pay your
at.
tithes.
Pay your tithes. You don't need to be mumbled at in a language you can't understand, because it's in Latin and only the priest spoke Latin, and told that you're a sinner and give money. You don't need to do that. It's all in you. You can commune with God any way you want. And of course the Catholic Church did not fucking like that.
So
These people were seen as heretics. They didn't even do the sacrament.
no.
You know, they're taking the blood and they said, no, that's not Jesus. That's just bread and wine.
And if anything, it's cannibalism.
Yeah.
It's meant to represent the blood and the flesh of Jesus. Well, that's cannibalism.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
I don't think that is
Yeah.
a positive thing. I think
Well, that's it, but it's what he's meant to have said is on the eve of the crucifixion, the Last Supper. Drinketh this cup, it's wine, it's my blood, eateth this bread,
but
it's
if you're
my
really
flesh.
Satanists masking as Christians, then you would want them to be cannibals, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They'll produce evil behaviour, which therefore powers the Archons. So, so these guys, the Cathars,
Even if it's just symbolic.
so the Gnostics, are rejecting that as being as evil and saying, well, that's what the fuck's the crack with that? You can argue these people are like freedom fighters from the veil of the Archons. These guys are almost, if left to their own devices, could have been a culture of people that escaped the veil, become enlightened enough to teach enough other people. You don't need. So the Catholic Church in this story is the empire. It's the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's being controlled by the Archons. The Pope,
The
remember,
baddies.
at this point, is probably the most powerful man in Europe.
Yeah.
If he doesn't confirm a king, so for example, a king dies and his heir has been confirmed by the nobles of the land, they had to send off permission to the Pope to coronate him as a member of Christendom, as well as the king of the land, defender of the faith and all that.
Yep.
You know, the Pope can make or break a kingdom, so obviously he's an Archon.
Yeah.
These Gnostics, who know the full picture, are the enlightened ones, are the Jedi in this scenario. They're just outnumbered by the Sith.
Yeah.
Cathars, though, who were the guys in France who were the Gnostics and owned quite a bit of southern France, in all fairness. They were wealthy people, but they weren't into the church. As we said, they followed these teachings. Now in 1208, Pope Innocent III, what a name, Innocent,
I highly doubt it.
yeah, got together with the French king and they launched a crusade. And they pretty much wiped them out, virtually wiped them out.
Religious genocide.
It was absolutely religious genocide. 7,000 dead, killed in one castle. That's men, women and children. And one of my, I suppose in a way, weirdly favourite quotes of showing that religion is a load of lunatics. Do you want it in medieval French first and then the English translation?
Yeah.
Bear in mind I'm not a French speaker. there's a bit of Latin in this too.
Maybe you should just go with the English.
Yeah, basically, when asked who to spare, the abbot commander, Arnaud Amory, he was a Cistercian abbot and commander of the forces, said, "Kill them all, God will know his own." Rough.
Yep.
You know what, I'm for it. I think through history it's been covered up. The people that have been enlightened have been killed.
Maybe.
The peacemakers, and let's extend this even further, JFK, Martin Luther King, men who wanted peace. Gandhi, executed. Men who wanted to make things better,
Yeah.
ridiculed, mocked in the press, like your precious Jeremy.
Yeah. It's like what Bill Hicks said. He said that we kill off all the good people, the peaceful people. We want to make our lives better and we let the demons run amok.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the best way to sum that up. All of it.
Yeah, and I'm a bit more on the Archons here.
I'll go on them.
Because the Archons, we said, are demonic entities, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're subordinate to the embodiment of evil.
The Nag Hammadi library I've heard of, which is one of the oldest libraries we've got left.
Yeah. Well, the Archons are rulers of a realm within the kingdom of darkness who together make up the Prince of Darkness.
Ozzy Osbourne then.
That's who we're fighting.
We're fighting. I could take Ozzy Osbourne in a fight nowadays. He's got Parkinson's. I could take Ozzy right now. Come on.
The Prince of Darkness.
No offence to Ozzy. I love Ozzy. He's amazing. But I don't want to fight him.
There's a number of entities. 5 evil Archons: the demon, the dragon, the eagle, the fish, and the lion. Who make up the world of darkness, which invaded the world of light and a lustful desire to mingle with it.
If you think about it, isn't there like eagle on the American flag? Dragon.
That's his eagle.
Yeah. Dragon on the isn't there a dragon somewhere? The battle banner of Britain used to be a dragon. It was a kingdom of Wessex. It was the flag of England for a long time.
Well, we got the 3 lions, mate.
The 3 lions, yeah, good
So
point.
we're the lion Archon.
Dragon, China.
Yeah.
Demon, Russia. Maybe not a demon, but fish. You'll be a fish. Atlantis.
Hey. Yeah. Could be.
Maybe they banished Atlantis.
Flooded it out.
Prince of Darkness can only exist by copulation.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty sweet to me. That's what I'm going to call myself during sex now. Prince of Darkness.
Because the darkness can't create, it has to copulate with the light in order to create more darkness.
Okay.
But there we go, yeah, that's...
Is that everything? I think we've made that fairly simple. Ish.
Possibly.
I'm actually kind of down for part of it. Maybe not for the first time ever, maybe not the alien spiritual, well, not the spiritual side anyway, I've never been in favour of that, but not the alien side. I mean, maybe the aliens do run the planet, it's a possibility. Are the Archons probably reptilians, maybe? But the unhappier we are is only making money for other people, and money is apparently happiness.
I can't see how they're feeding off us from it, in sort of like negative waves coming off us,
Yeah, your emotions, and they feed in it from the etheric plane. You're not buying it?
Nah!
I'm on the fence.
Oh, what is it, Buzz? I think that we
It's
are.
a great theory though, because it all makes sense, it all fits in. You can apply it all to the real world, but I just think it's just humans doing it to other humans, unfortunately, which is more sad.
That's what I'm with. You see, is we do all this like dumbing people down, making us ill with food, stuff like that is happening, but it's just all being done for profit rather than some kind of emotional gratification. But what if these guys who are, let's face it, the head of most CEOs of most major companies are sociopaths? Psychological testing has confirmed some of that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to have sociopathic traits to be that successful in business and not give a shit about who you trample over to make money. So maybe that's some kind of emotional gratification in that way. Maybe this whole like spiritual thing is just symbolic. They're just getting off on making us fat and taking our money for it. Like the guys who own cigarette companies, we all buy tobacco, we all smoke. We're paying to kill ourselves, they must be pissing themselves at us.
But that can be explained by profits, money and greed, can't it? You don't need all this bullshit about etheric planes and astral planes and demonic entities feeding off our negativity. You don't need all that to explain it. It's just greed.
Yeah.
What if the CEOs are inhabited by demonic entities?
Well, that is the case, and we're fucked, aren't we? We're in this prison.
Well, you gotta get enlightened.
You've got to get enlightened or get on a starship and get the hell out of here.
Well, you find the starship, and we'll get the hell out of here. We'll all go.
I'll try and get enlightened first. You can go on the starship.
See, now you're up for staying and getting enlightened. Mike's on
I've
his
got to
own
go
on
on
the
an
starship.
expedition on my own to Antarctica looking
What
for
are you going to do then?
I told you I'd sit here and try and get enlightened.
Alright.
I was like, I'm not going to Antarctica to look for a buried Archon spaceship in the ice. Number one, it's fucking cold. Number two, it sounds like hard work. I'm staying here in the warm, getting enlightened, getting high, and then when you find the spaceship, come pick me up.
hundreds of miles of frozen ice. I'll be thousands of miles. I might be gone a while. Start the coast. For me.
I'll stay here and try and get enlightened. If I get enlightened first, I'll send you a message. If you get the spaceship first, because you might get lucky.
Might do.
Might be in your first couple of days you find it.
I'm not sure we can drag somebody that's not enlightened up.
Well, we'll teach you how to get enlightened, and then we'll go on the spaceship, we'll combine it all. So you get to it, get back your Arctic gear. I'm going to sit here and get high and meditate.
I might just sit here and watch TV and be enslaved by the Archons. I'll be honest.
Match the days on later, innit?
Fuck the expedition.
So let's go on to some weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Wow, well that's cheery. Russia discovers a road of bones on the frozen highway in Siberia.
Metal!
Road of bones! Yeah! Human skull and other remains buried in the sand near Irkutsk may date from the 1917 to 22 Civil War. Wow.
Crikey.
A road of bones has been discovered in Siberia, where officials have opened an inquiry into how a human skull and other remains appeared on a frozen highway near Irkutsk.
Easy for grit, eh?
In Russia, road grits you. You grit road.
Yeah.
Hard times.
Fucking too right, to grinding up the bones of the dead to grit the roads. Jesus.
Well, it was 1917 Russia.
Well, there's been a lot of dead bodies in 1917 to 22 Russia.
It looked pretty snowy out there. Maybe it's just melted and revealed, isn't it?
Global warming.
Yeah.
Bastards. Greta needs to get on a plane to Russia. Go and have a word.
I wouldn't if I was she might end up as grit.
Putin just snap her neck.
Turn her bones into grit.
Wow. The remains may be a century old, are buried in sand that was spread over a local road to improve traction on black ice. So yes, they were
I
grit.
was right.
So far, the bones of at least 3
was a
people have been
joke.
discovered.
That was a joke. They were actually gritting the roads with bones. Jesus.
Photographs of the frozen remains first emerged on social media, where locals argued over whether the bodies had come from a nearby cemetery or from a ravine rumoured to have been used as a mass grave. Because loads of mass graves in Russia. You know that ravine? Yeah, mass grave. Is that what you know
Need some
about?
grit.
Yeah, waste of grit. Sand with skull and bones has been spread on the roads in Kerensk, wrote Nikolai Trufanov, a local legislator for the ruling United Russia Party, in a Facebook post. He says, according to preliminary information, utility workers took sand from territory near a cemetery. I can't even describe how monstrous it is. Human remains are occasionally unearthed during construction and roadworks in Russia,
But not normally used as grit.
mainly near Second World War battle sites, or fairly obvious, in the west of the country. The remains of at least 10 people suspected to have been Red Army soldiers were discovered in 2014 during construction of a local highway in the Kursk region. Kursk was the largest ever tank battle in history.
Thought it was a cure.
Kursk is also that Russian submarine that sank. Yeah. Well, wouldn't surprise me. Was it an estimated 250,000 lives lost in the building of the remote highway? Well, I guarantee you it's just where they dropped dead and they just soiled over them as they went along. Oh no, that was built from Gulag labour, so that's a different road. The Kolyma Highway from Yakutsk to Magadan. Stalin built and under using Gulag labour. Road of Bones. Metal! It's slightly horrifying. Well, very horrifying.
Is there a song, The Road of Bones?
I think
There should be one.
Yeah, if there isn't, why not?
I'm riding my bike on the road of bones.
Yeah. I was going for more like a Maiden. I want to pitch out in a Maiden. I think they could do a good Road of Bones song. It's got that tempo on it. Oh yeah, alright then. Next one. Road of Bones, coming soon.
Johnny Rotten gets flea bites on groin after keeping squirrels in home.
Good. Good. Fucking sellout.
Is he wearing a caftan?
Nah, he's just wearing a moo-moo. He doesn't want to look weird.
Iconic punk singer Johnny Rotten was shrieking a different tune after discovering flea bites on his penis and inner thigh after letting squirrels inside his Los Angeles home.
Don't do that. Don't let squirrels in your house. Don't let wild squirrels in your house, Johnny.
I looked down there this morning at my willy and there's a fucking flea bite on it, the Sex Pistols singer told UK's Daily Star, and there's another one on the inside of my leg.
So the reporter turns up. You got any news, mate?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Johnny Rotten's been bit on the cock and leg by a fucking flea. Yeah, go on to the TV, you can call him, get a statement.
Oh, fuck me, that's a level of our news now.
Not the Archons are feeding off our emotions.
Yeah.
Making us all fucking miserable with news like this. I mean, I'm traumatised now. Johnny Rotten's been fucking bitten on his groin and leg by his flea. They're feeding off me right now. Actually, I couldn't give a shit. I hate the fucker.
Well, apparently he's penned a book in which he discusses his relationship with the rodents and even talks about how he orders bags of unsalted peanuts to feed them.
Oh, good for him.
I thought he was going to say ordered them to bring him peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me all the nuts.
If he had 500 squirrels working for him as part of some peanut stealing gang,
just like nuts, piles of nuts everywhere.
He's sat on a nut throne,
Yeah,
surrounded by nuts.
The squirrel coming and just pushing the nut on the pile.
And the squirrels swimming in it like the Scrooge Duck Bank. Like, occasionally a group of squirrels would jump out and arch over his throne and go back into the gold, into the nuts even.
Fucking Dr. Dolittle, isn't he?
He can talk to... Well, he's released a punk version of Can You Talk to the Animals?
Talk to the animals.
I know it sounds a bit fucking hipster, but I do think he's a fucking sellout. I mean, he spent all that time going on about, anarchy in the UK and,
Didn't he marry a royal?
Yeah, he married into the aristocracy and now he's loaded and wears tweed all the fucking time. Well, you didn't like that in the 70s.
He's a sellout, isn't he?
You marry an earl's daughter.
Flat cap tweed, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad a flea bit his penis.
Yeah, so am I actually. That's karma, that is, mate. At least the Archons got that one right.
Chuck that up, one for the Archons.
One for the Archons, I agree with that. Absolutely.
And moving on to our last story, the US ends an era of emotional support animals on plane.
Wow.
So someone got turned away at the desk when coming to get on a plane with a support peacock.
An emotional support peacock.
Yeah.
That is incredible. I mean, dogs I understand, cats I understand, small rodents that what they do piss all over your hands and break out in hives.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand. Something like that, a peacock though.
And squirrels, fleas that
John-
bite your nuts.
John Lydon loves a squirrel.
Yeah.
He's only got an emotional support squirrel.
He's probably got 20 of them. He has to go first class.
It makes him sit in the fucking room with him. He's like, why do you think everyone hates me? He's just like, you should fucking sell it, mate.
Finish your nuts.
They're in first class and all the squirrels are just like calling the assistant for
bringing
peanuts.
bags of peanuts. Another bag of nuts, Mr. Chippy. And Screw the squirrel wants another 4 bags too.
And they bring out the champagne and they all get fucking wild.
Nibbles wants more champagne, bitch.
Right, so Wednesday's rule changed by the Department of Transportation now says only dogs qualify as service animals. The agency said unusual animals on flight had eroded the public trust in the legitimate service animals. Airlines say the old policy has been abused and was dangerous.
This is obviously people taking the piss there, isn't it?
Yeah, because people were bringing on board emotional support horses. Now,
I mean, these are horse on a plane. They'd be fucking terrified. What if it starts bucking and kicking? What if it kicks through the fucking fuselage? Well, the guy's next to the windows, got his headphones on asleep. The horse freaks out, bucks out, kicks him, smashes his head against the fucking fuselage, and then kicks through it, leaving not only a gaping hole, which is deep, and the plane's depressurising rapidly, it's also got this dude's blood and brains smeared up it. This is a ridiculous idea. I'm with the fucking US airlines on this.
Do you have to order its own seat?
Yeah.
You'd have to for this, for the horse. Would you want a peacock on your lap the whole time?
Oh, imagine that you sat there and this bloke's stroking a peacock, right? And you're just trying to doze off and you get your headphones in, it's playing soothing whale noises, and then you just go as he fucking, and then he starts. It smashes you in the face with its fan of a tail as it fucking shows itself to the hostess.
So the new
What a nightmare!
And then you get kicked in the head by a horse.
And your skull crushed against a few. Your head gets sucked out of the airplane into the engine, which then catches fire. The entire plane's going down, depressurising off engine flame.
And you're just sat in your seat on
With
fire,
blood.
engulfed in flames,
Your head's
hurtling towards the floor.
No, you got no head.
Oh right.
Don't you think they should just give you a stress reduction hamster when you become
Yes!
bored? Everybody should just have a little
No hamsters on board. They're going to chew through the fucking cables and
Oh
shit.
shit, yeah.
They just give everybody a little hamster.
No,
breed like
rabbits. They'll be chewing through the fucking fuel lines.
Everybody will be loving these little hamsters. And next thing you know, you're at your destination.
No, because if they get loose, everyone's dead. And there's too many motherfucking gerbils on this plane.
Well, what support animal would you have then?
Hamsters on a plane. There's too many motherfucking hamsters on this plane.
Snakes
Dogs.
on a plane. Who the fuck wrote
Yeah,
that?
who should support snakes? Look what happened. That film was based on a true story. Did you know?
It was a joke. The writing camp with their own.
They were getting
Snakes in a pub.
stoned.
No,
They were like snakes on a plane.
Someone said snakes on a plane. They were like, "Yeah, let's make it."
That's exactly what I thought when I saw the first, advertisement for it. I was just like, oh, mate.
Samuel Jackson will star in it. He's in everything.
What would you have then, Mike? What's your emotional support animal?
Well, I'd love an emotional support pony.
You're not getting a pony on a plane, though, are you? Especially now.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
My favourite animal's an elephant.
Thing is, it's not even the logistics of having the horse on board, which could cause a major accident. What if the horse is blocking your route to the toilet? It's going to want to get up at some point, isn't it?
Right, okay, it's got to be something
You
you
don't
can
want
sit
to
on
be
your
sat
lap.
next to where
What's going to happen if the
horse's
horse has
arse
a
is,
crap?
'cause- yeah, it's going to be shit in the aisle. You're going to be like, oh, fuck me. It's the worst thing ever. And you get kicked in the head.
It's hard on. What's the words of it? What if it's just sat in a chair and it gets a fucking rager? Starts looking
Slap
at
it
you.
in the face.
He just gets it more excited. Then tries to mount you, and that's what pushes your head through the fuselage. Through the window. Your face has just been smushed against
When you get humped by a horn.
Some horse mile high club, what the fuck?
I'd settle for a micro pig.
Well, I was just saying that, thinking there's a picture here of a little pig, a pig.
I was
They needed this
there you go.
emotional
I like pigs,
support
so I'd settle
pig.
for a micro pig.
Yeah, but the dog breeds they have to prove that they've been trained and whatnot to you know, because it just takes the piss out of why you'd even train a dog to be an emotional support dog or a guide dog or whatever, innit?
I'd have a Roy with my emotional support dog.
You have to have a whole separate seat for him. You're not keeping him on your lap for the...
Yeah, he'll lay on the floor, wouldn't he? I wanted the extra legroom seats.
Disguise your pony as a horse. As a dog, I mean.
Well, you're going to put your pony in a dog suit?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit of a giveaway with it nays, though, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm going to wear oversized neighing dog. It's Tibetan, I think. The neighing dog.
Well, they quoted that the days of Noah's Ark in the air are hopefully coming to an end. The Association from Flight Attendants President Sarah Nelson said.
What a spoil sport.
Boo.
Oh, I just had the dog. I don't want anything
Take a nice
flash.
little chameleon or something.
What about if you've got an emotional support honey badger? It just goes nuts. That's biting people's groins, feasting on their gooey insides, because it makes you feel better. So you gotta be sensible with this stuff. I'm with the Federation. I'm with the US Department of Transportation now. I'm on their side. Shout out to you for bringing that common sense to the air.
If they wouldn't let me on with the peacock, yeah, I'd just put some straps on it and try to smuggle it through as a bag.
Did you ever see that thing that the US New York subway banned any dog from the subway unless you could fit it in a bag?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And you have people them big sort of heavy duty canvas sacks, the little bags, not little. What's that fucking sweet IKEA bags?
Yeah.
And they basically cut a head hole out for the dog's head and 4 leg holes and a tail hole, and they just sort of walked it in like that. Loads of people. Someone just put a bag over the dog's head and cut a face hole,
and other people made rucksacks with little legs coming through.
Yeah. Some bloke had a golden retriever on his back. It was nice. Oh no, sorry, it was like a baby carrier.
Yeah.
Dog was just sat in it with a tail all out and everything, and he was just carrying the dog was up by his face. His face. But yeah.
Gotta get imaginative, haven't you?
You have. But yeah, fuck the peacock. That'd be a nightmare to be on board next to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very happy.
And the pony. What if your emotional support animal's a car horse? 14, 15 fucking hands high. I don't know, that's a big horse. Or an os, as it's pronounced in this part of town. You don't want that next to you, do you, for the entire flight? We can stamping its hooves on the floor, getting freaked out at takeoff and landing.
You'd be fucked if it was a blue whale.
It's gonna.
Yeah, here's my emotional support blue whale. You need to be able to put the tank on board. Which, by the way, means there's only enough room for me and the whale to fly. It's got a 10-foot dick.
It likes flying.
It's fine on the plane, but you just gotta get in the tank. So you just take all the seats out, you just put the tank in, and then we leave one seat for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's economical.
Oh dear. Is that weird news?
That is weird news.
news.
So then we've got some fucked up facts to finish the show on. Jingle.
Yes, please.
Facts, fucked up facts.
Love it. LGBTQ plus people are more likely to have migraines.
Why?
I'd say especially lesbians because they're both nagging each other.
Oh mate, that is so
sexist joke.
That is so burning, man.
It is.
Oh.
Apologise. Go on.
Oh wow. Well, I'm just wondering, transgender people having migraines. I suppose, I don't know, hormones injection, hormone pills, something like that maybe.
I don't know. Stress in
Stressing
general.
in general.
Yeah.
Feeling accepted, all sorts.
Yeah. Disgusting the way that, some people betray them all right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Next one then.
Snoozing your alarm clock just makes you less alert when you get up.
Yeah, I believe it. I've snoozed mine 3 or 4 times in a row before now. I usually just set the alarm. I just set the alarm for 40 minutes instead of just snoozing it fucking 4 times.
Yeah. You get more out of it then, don't you?
Mm.
And just roll out of bed and then like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
See, I never used to snooze the alarm. Never. It's only because I hate my job that I do it now.
It's just a false sense of getting the extra time though, isn't it?
Of course, it's a psychological thing. I mean, sometimes though, I'll ruin it by being aware that asleep that I'm on snooze, and I'll wake up, I'll sleep for like 3-4 minutes, and then
You're having a really great dream as well.
And you're, oh my god, did I set my alarm to snooze or what? Am I oversleeping? And then oh no, I've actually got like 3 minutes left. Oh well, back to sleep, and then you don't, because you're waiting for the alarm. Then
Yeah.
it's a shitty thing to do, but I can't help myself. I'm addicted.
To sleep.
Yeah.
I haven't used an alarm clock in about 9 months.
Bravo.
Yeah, that's because you fucking wake up whenever you want, basically. Yeah. You're not constrained by the man, by the Archons.
A school run.
Oh my god, Mike's not constrained by the Archons.
That's it, I'm becoming enlightened.
Oh, that Jedi course is really paying off.
Yeah, it certainly is. A galactic year is the time it takes the Sun to orbit the centre of the Milky Way. Have a guess, how long do you think that takes?
365 million years.
Quite close.
Wow, I was going a lot lower than that. He's quite close, right? Okay, 400 and...
Oh, you went the wrong way, I'm afraid. Bit less, 230 million years.
Million years, crikey, because it sort of looks like a spider spinning in space, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's all a bit creepy.
So, yeah, for us to get to one spot, do a full rotation to get back to the same spot.
Yeah, because it's weird, because the sun's going around the centre of the Milky Way. The Milky Way is going around the centre of... hang on, wait. Our little solar system's spiralling, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sun's doing its own thing, and the sun's holding everything else together. We're all going around the sun.
Yeah, the
sun's going around something else.
The galactic centre.
The solar system's going around that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a cosmic ballet.
But using that time scale, 230 million years, the mass extinction event which killed the dinosaurs happened just over 3 months ago.
Oh my god, R.I.P.D. dinosaurs. Feels a lot longer than 3 months.
Whoa.
Seems like they were only here 3 months ago. COVID must have killed them off.
Anti-T-Rex. An uncle velociraptor.
My emotional support velociraptor.
Gonna take it on the plane.
Yeah, that's what I do. Just someone's pissing me off. He just taps its
Do you
claw.
want to say no to somebody with a velociraptor?
Exactly. My velociraptor needs a seat. It's my emotional support animal. And just taps its claw impatiently until they agree. Or shut the fuck up. Then I go, clever girl. And she nods and winks.
So is that in space time it's only 3 months then? Or a different time?
No, if we used our year to be...
A solar year,
Yeah.
it would be equivalent. So it's, how many years was
30 million years.
So it's 230 million years.
65 million years ago, the dinosaurs got extinct. That would be 3 months ago if you condensed it to 1 year of our... Yeah.
Yeah, so when will they have died out? 3 months ago, we were at December now. No, they'd have died off in like September. I miss them already.
Oh.
Don't know if you've had this one, but the male Argonaut octopus is 30 times smaller than the female and mates with her remotely by detaching a sex tentacle preloaded with sperm which wriggles its way into a mantle where it lives until she's in the mood to use it.
Nah, she's got to be in the
Wow.
mood.
Yeah.
So could she have potentially like dozens of male octopuses hanging off her?
I guess.
At one point. Or fighting for
Little
place.
sex tentacles hanging off it.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh, bit horny now.
I use that one.
I
Yeah.
use that one. And then he's let him go. Cast to the oceans.
Deposits a sperm and then lets it go.
Yeah. Calls him a taxi and he fucks off. Wobs his dick on the curtain.
The seaweed.
Yeah. Wow. Is that how SpongeBob was born? Is
But
it
it's still
worth-
annoying though, isn't it?
What?
If you're a
What?
female octopus,
Yeah.
you know, you just doing your business, going through the sea, all of a sudden, like, fucking home, like a homing beacon, all these sex tentacles.
It's a dodge a weave, man.
I'm not in the mood.
What do they just clamber onto you, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't insert themselves and then just hang around. That was the
So it's
impression.
remotely, so they
Oh,
attach it and it must swim up to it.
Oh fuck me! They got like a homing torpedo for a sponge. It's a homing dildo. Goes in. She's just like, okay, I'll keep it for later. Maybe you. Oh,
Yeah.
another one. Oh, maybe you. Yeah, we'll see. That one's a bit bigger. Try that one. He's got visions of all these unused disposable octopus tentacles filled with cum floating around everywhere.
Miss the targets.
Or she's decided not to use.
Just cast them off.
Yeah, she's cast them off. You're swimming around as a fish, next thing you know you've got a fucking tentacle full of cum spat you in the face. What a shitty day that is. You goddamn octopus sluts.
A close ancestor of the guinea pig that lived 3 million years ago was as large as a buffalo and had a bite as strong as that of a tiger.
Oh, I bet it was still adorable though.
Imagine that as a support animal. You support guinea pig.
Mate, you gotta get that on a plane. You tell it that.
The chomp.
Just eats the computer terminal in one go. How big was it again? Big as a cow? Buffalo?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's going to be gnawing on trees, isn't it? To
Yeah.
keep them teeth down.
Oh god, yeah. You know that fucking thing would eat you. Just accidentally. It'd be laying next to the bed and just suck you in a snore.
You'll be able to ride that thing.
Maybe we need to bring it back and use it as a means of transportation. Save the planet.
They might be a bit wild.
Or tame them over generations of breeding. For dogs. We'll just train them to carry us places. That would be quite cruel, maybe.
Well, we've done that to horses. We don't use horses anymore, do we?
Yeah, but
Seems like a bit of a backwards move, Ben.
these are cuter. These are cuter than horses. The guinea pigs.
Got big gnashing teeth that can come and like. "Arr," have you?
Yeah, and if someone tries, if like Dick Turpin on his guinea pig steed attempts to fucking attack you, you know, yours will give a fighting chance, wouldn't it? You're roaming through the forests of England on your guinea pig.
How often do you roam through the forests?
On a guinea pig every other Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah, usually nude too. Yes, the day I eat them mushrooms that grow in the garden.
Oh, your famous nude day.
Yeah, where I have nude day.
Rummaging through the forest.
Yeah.
Truffles.
Yeah. Then at night I go out, root around the little bins with a group of urban foxes. Yeah,
The crack fox.
crack foxes.
Yeah.
I think they're crackheads, but they screech like foxes, I assume. I don't know. I'm off me tits.
In the First World War, actor Basil Rathbone.
Ew. Right, great name though.
Yeah, I think he played Sherlock Holmes, I'm not sure.
Ah, you might be onto something there.
Apparently he led covert missions in the First World War disguised as a tree.
Wow, that explains that haunted look he had in his eyes every time he saw a forest.
I forgot the kid in Gremlins that sells the Christmas trees dressed as a tree. Yes, I can believe that.
Yeah, man. It's ingenious, although standing as a tree in the middle of no man's land where there's no trees, and the Germans are going to be on the lookout going, "Well, Hans, you see that tree over there?
Don't piss up.
Hey, that wasn't there yesterday, was it? There's nothing there yesterday. Yeah, that tree looks large enough to accommodate two men, like one's a sniper, one's a spotter. Let's shoot it." Did he have a short military career? Let's shoot it to make
That's all
sure.
it says.
Oh, look, it's leaking red.
I don't know in what context, but he was a tree apparently.
Wow.
I'd like to think he was very successful.
I hope so, but I'm imagining he has a very short military career. The best disguise you come up with is a tree. you'd have better luck wearing like a corpse, for example. There's lots of them about. If he burrowed his way into like a mound of corpses, he'd have been a lot more successful.
You'd just be hiding then, wouldn't you, Ben?
Yeah, but he's hiding as a tree though, isn't he?
He's under surveillance. There's a difference between hiding under corpses.
It's still surveillance.
Surveillance from your tree, like, you know.
If he'd gone out attached to a group of corpses and dragged them to the mud with him attached to wires.
I wonder what his disguise was. I think he was wearing a brown t-shirt and he got 2 sticks on either end.
And a green wig.
Sort of looked like an umpa-lumpa.
Yeah. I don't think his ninja career was that long. I think he got shot very quickly.
He looked like a stump.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine if he got all his arms and legs shot off, then he could be a stump. He still wanted to serve king and country, so they painted him brown and put him in a no man's land as a stump. Oh, that's terribly that's terrible. Oh, I feel like I should say something about the veterans now.
God bless you.
Yeah.
I can't believe in that.
No, we'd never employ people who've lost their arms and legs as camouflage snipers.
Next fact.
Yes.
Chess is banned in Russian Antarctic stations as one 1959 chess match became so heated, one player attacked the other with an ice axe.
Yeah, I can believe it. You wouldn't want any games where there's an element of losing.
It can get tense.
Yeah, you get if you'd lost a few games and you know he's better than you, and he's like, oh, I'm better.
You're drinking a bit of vodka.
And you got a bit of vodka on the go because you'd have to have vodka.
It's very cold.
It's very cold and vodka's
Bitter.
warming, and you keep losing at chess. Oh.
It's going to get nasty.
Let's say you've polished a bottle off in the night, and you know your chess playing qualities are diminishing as you're getting more drunk, and you get pissed off at yourself, and he's just laughing at you because you're slumped on the table making the wrong move all the time. You're just gonna go for him at some point.
Yeah.
They should have weed on the fucking station.
Yeah.
Get them high, you let them do what they want then.
Yeah.
Get 25 naked men down there. See if that cheers them up.
Nice sauna.
Mm.
Jump out into the snow.
Yeah. Hit each other with birch twigs.
Whatever you're into, Ben.
That's what they do in Sweden.
Is
They
it?
used to. Outdoor saunas, yeah, you don't
What
jump
about
in.
Antarctica here? Not Sweden.
I know,
Well,
yeah,
you're going to
like
get birch twigs in Antarctica.
Take it with them.
You know
Penguin
me,
spines.
I'm always trying to turn everything into a spa day.
Spines of dead penguins are beating to death with it.
Hey, that's fucking sick. I'd have an emotional support penguin.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there just to get a penguin.
Actually, there's no penguin. Oh, there is, isn't there? Yeah.
South Pole penguins, aren't they?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I live in the south.
Oh, they'll fucking cut you, they will. Imagine a Cockney penguin. How adorable would that be?
What if it's trying to cut you?
It'd be the
slice
baby
you.
Yoda with attitude. Little Cockney penguin. Yeah, yeah, he's knife in its beak. I'll cut you, bitch. Yeah, something like that.
It's not that penguin out of Wallace and Gromit.
He doesn't say anything.
Well, no, yeah, but he could have been Cockney.
He
You don't know.
could have been, I suppose.
Maybe we should do a, what's it called, a voiceover type, you know,
Yeah.
clip.
Yeah, let's see what the penguin's thinking.
Think he's going to cut Wallace up.
Yeah, I think he's planning it.
Gromit, he wants to, like, you know, infiltrate as his new sidekick.
Yeah, he's thinking Gromit would run this shit show a lot
What is his
better.
name? Because, you
I have
know,
no idea.
it's got to go with Gromit, hasn't it? You know, instead of Wallace and Gromit, it's got to be Wallace
He's just like
and...
a side cast, isn't he?
Well, he's trying to get Gromit out of the way, isn't he? So what's his name?
Morris.
Wallace and Morris. Wallace
and Morris.
Morris.
Some people were on the Space Cowboy.
Yeah.
Some
Wallace
gangs
and
do it.
Morris.
Oh, go on. What's the next one?
MI5 initially worked with Boy Scouts for information gathering during World War One, but found they were unreliable spies
No.
and inclined to brag about their work.
No, never. Not a prepubescent or early teenage boy not brag about what they're doing.
Bribing them with sweets.
I killed 15 Germans, mate. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did.
MI5 then replaced the scouts with girl guides, who proved much more reliable.
Oh yeah, shady little fuckers us. I was a girl guide.
That's just sexist at best.
And I bet this for sexist. The word his appears in the Bible, have a guess how many times?
666.
800.
8,472.
Oh.
The word hers features 3.
Keep it as some goddess worship.
3?
3 times, yeah, hers. The word hers. But his is 8,472.
Well, it just explains everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why it's called his story.
Mm.
You know, history.
Not her story.
It's called her story.
History.
Herstory. It
Yeah.
should be.
Bring it back. Feminists probably want that brought in.
Herstory.
Yeah.
And RuPaul.
I think we need it. Feminist reawakening leaders. Because
Well,
the
I
men
know
have fucked it, haven't they?
There's some real militant feminists,
Yeah,
aren't
you don't want
there?
them
that-
Not as many as men, though.
No, obviously.
Do you want to watch some scissor in a wardrobe? Do you want to watch them from a wardrobe as they scissor?
We just need some balance, isn't it? A bit of balance.
Yeah. There were a lot of civilizations in the past that did have female leaders and worshipped the female deity.
There were. Goddess worship's one of the oldest worships out there.
Well, it's like mother, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, Mother Earth. The divine female. Whatever you want to put it.
4 times as many tortoises have been to space than British people.
No
What?
way.
Why tortoises?
Experiments, I guess.
Oh, the tortoises make it back.
I guess,
I
yeah.
hope so.
Mutant.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There you go. That's where they came from.
You know, loads of experiments that they breed and things. They
But they did the monkeys and that, and the dogs and stuff.
yeah, they've done birds as well. Little hummingbirds,
To see.
things and canaries and shit, just to see how
The
they.
hummingbirds could just chill out in space. They wouldn't have to like.
Oh yeah.
Hum
Yeah.
or move.
Oh, they'd be like, oh, this is
There's no gravity. See how
Oh, too treat.
this is ace.
Treat.
Oh, they'd love it.
How would they get their like seed?
Well, they'd just do that. They'd have to just bat their way up, wouldn't they? Like little thruster flips, little
I've just
thruster.
seen videos of the little chicks and they're just sort of like flapping and just sort of spinning.
Probably freaking the fuck
Yeah,
out
they
of
don't
the
last long,
bird.
I don't think.
Oh, great.
Oh no!
Oh, they just flush the bodies out into space as well.
Probably.
Oh, man.
Totally killed the fantasy, Mike.
Cheers, dude. There you go, another.
I thought they were going to be buzzing in space,
Yeah, me
but
too.
like don't think
I
they'll
thought the
last
hummingbird
long.
was going to be doing it's like basically equivalent to sitting back with shades on, smoking a joint.
Yeah,
Loving it. Not having to work so hard. It's like a holiday for him,
be
isn't it?
real fat as well.
Get really fat eating space rations.
They just don't seem to have a cope in 0G.
Oh, no birds in space.
No. In a recent YouGov survey, Brits voted for their favourite country. Can anyone guess what it was?
Britain.
Britain.
England.
Britain came fourth.
Nah.
USA.
USA.
Nope.
Spain.
No.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam.
Germany.
Holland, you mean? Netherlands. No. It was an English-speaking country, though.
Canada.
Australia.
No.
New Zealand.
Yes.
New Zealand,
Yeah.
eh? Why?
Don't know.
Yeah, right. What was the list?
It's quite green
Don't
over there,
know. All I
isn't
know
it?
is that New Zealand won and Britain came fourth.
Ooh.
Bloody traitors everywhere.
I think we see it as sort of like a.
Let's go to the country of Amsterdam.
I guess that we sort of see it as Britain before we spoilt it with the satanic mills.
And Satanism. and the the adrenochrome harvesting. Yeah, but they're a left wing government, aren't
Yeah.
they? New Zealand and
They've virtually got no cases. Of
yeah, the way they did the COVID thing properly is they had one case and they locked the entire country down.
Yeah.
They had that little bit of a second wave because some fucking American went over there.
Isn't the Prime Minister or equivalent a woman as well?
Yeah, she's in her 30s as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Late 30s maybe. That says everything. She's president of New Zealand and we're not. We're the same age. That sucks.
Exactly that,
Think of what we
yeah.
could have achieved.
Speaks volumes, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, think of what we could have achieved.
I know, yeah. Had we put our minds to
Yeah.
any education.
TV.
Let's watch the telly.
Yeah. On that note,
Yeah, there you have it. Like us on Facebook, please. If you fancy getting in touch with us, you can send us a message. Especially leaving shady nasty. I'm curious as to who's listening to us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Really want to know who you are.
drop a line.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I've been Ben. Thanks for listening. Don't drink the flavour aid and don't join a cult.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Keep an open mind, but not so open that it dribbles out your ears.